Magic Mike XXL is a sequel to 2012's Magic Mike and stars Channing Tatum, Joe Manganiello, and Jada Pinkett Smith. It takes place 3 years after the events of the previous film. In this movie, Mike and his fellow strippers reunite for one last ride, and they decide to attend the stripper convention in South Carolina. And essentially, this is a road trip movie in which the main characters please women with their beefy charm and sexy dance moves and all kinds of oily, sweaty things. Now, I have to say I wasn't super excited for this movie, partly because I loved the first movie. Yes, I own this thing on Blu-ray. I watch it every once in a while to work on some of their dance routine. This is my workout movie. Don't judge. And when this movie came out in 2012, everybody, including myself, thought this was gonna be a terrible, campy skunk of a movie. Basically a male version of Showgirls. And it wasn't. It was actually a really good movie. It was a cautionary tale about moral depravity. There were a lot of drugs and booze involved, but at the center of it was a story about an ordinary guy trying to pursue his dream and make a better living. So Magic Mike XXL, despite my trepidation, I had a lot of fun watching this movie. First of all, this is a gorgeous looking movie. The cinematography is absolutely beautiful. And even though he is not directing this time, Steven Soderbergh, the director of the first movie, returned as the director of photography and editor for this film. This guy has such an amazing eye for colorful imagery. Everything he does is stylish and beautifully shot, and this movie is no exception. Now, in terms of the plot, it makes no sense. I mean, it's borderline passable, and since this is a road trip movie, these guys go to so many different places to get drunk and dance and do drugs. At one point of the movie, the guys go to this one place, which I'm not going to spoil, and spend for like 15 minutes sitting on the couch and drinking wine and flirting with ladies. And I couldn't stop thinking, is this relevant? I mean, can we just see more dancing, please? It doesn't really have a solid story, and the script lacks the kind of edginess of the first movie, and it was very disappointing that Matthew McConaughey didn't come back for this movie, but his place as MC is replaced by Jada Pinkett Smith, and she was actually really good. Her character was sassy and equally charismatic as McConaughey's character. This movie is not perfect. It is flawed and has problems, but one thing you need to know about this sequel is that it is made for the fans, for all the ladies around the world and some guys like me who actually enjoyed the first film. It strips off all the dark elements of the first film and made the overall atmosphere significantly lighter. It is aiming for nothing but a good time, and it really works. And what's more different this time around is that it focuses more on the supporting characters, particularly Joe Manganiello and Matt Bomer's characters. Because in the last movie, they were kind of pushed aside. There was no character development, and they were just there for stripping purposes only. But now we can get to hang out with these people and get to know them better. And turns out they are really likable and relatable people who are just like every single one of us trying to make a better living. I loved the dynamic between these people, the conversations they had. Some of them were hilarious, others not so much. The jokes are kind of hit and miss, but they have such great chemistry together, and you can clearly see that the cast was having a ball making this film. And of course, this is a movie about male strippers, so there are tons and tons of dance sequences, and I liked all of them. I thought the choreography was great, and there's this one scene in which one of the main characters dances to a Backstreet Boys song. And it was hilarious. So guys, in the end, I had a great time watching this movie. It was ridiculously entertaining. Is it as good as the first film? It's kind of hard to compare because they are two completely different movies with different vibes. But if you're a fan of Magic Mike and love watching dudes dancing and thrusting in the air, I can promise you, you won't be disappointed. I give Magic Mike XXL a B-. So what are your thoughts on Magic Mike movies? Are you a fan of the first film? Do you think it's terrible? Or do you like getting Channing all over your Tatum? Leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, make sure you give it a thumbs up and maybe share this video on social media, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.